Waves crashed against a wall of fire. Blue met orange in a chaotic dance of destruction. Nami, the ocean's fury, unleashed her wrath upon Kaito, the burning blade.
Image. Nami, eyes blazing with anger, summons a massive tidal wave toward Kaito, who deflects it with a blazing sword.
Water hissed as it evaporated against his fiery aura. The air crackled with the intensity of their powers. Their past, filled with laughter and shared dreams, was now lost in a maelstrom of pain and betrayal. Nami lunged, water swirling around her fists like hungry serpents. Kaito parried each blow, his sword leaving trails of fire in the air. Every movement was a testament to their shared history, a deadly waltz they knew by heart.
This is your fault. You threw away everything we fought for.
Kaito deflected a wave of ice shards, his expression pained.
Nami, please, listen to me. I had no choice.
No choice? You chose power over us. Over me.
He staggered back, the flames around him flickering.
You don't understand. I did it for us. For a better world.
His words only fueled her rage. Years of trust and love had dissolved into a bitter ocean of resentment. Nami summoned a spear of solidified seawater, its form shimmering with an ethereal glow. Its tip glowed with an unnatural cold, a chill that seemed to pierce the very air around it. She aimed it at Kaito's heart, her finger trembling on the edge of unleashing the final blow. The tension in the air was palpable, a silent battle of wills. He stood defenseless, his fiery aura extinguished, his eyes pleading for mercy, for understanding. For a fleeting moment, she saw the boy she had fallen in love with, the one who had once been her world, the one who had promised her the world, who had whispered dreams of a future together. The spear wavered in her hand, her resolve faltering. Memories flooded her mind. Shared laughter, whispered promises, the warmth of his embrace, each memory a dagger to her heart. Her resolve, fueled by anger and betrayal, began to crumble, the weight of their shared past pressing down on her. Image Nami, tears streaming down her face, holds the ice spear inches from Kaito's chest. Her heart, a battlefield of conflicting emotions. Her hand trembles with indecision, the spear feeling heavier with each passing second. He saw the flicker of doubt in her eyes, the brief crack in her armor of rage, the brief crack in her armor of rage, a glimmer of the love that once was.
Nami, please, come back to me. His voice was a whisper, a plea that cut through the storm of her emotions, reaching the part of her that still remembered love. Don't you see? I'm doing this for us, for everything we've ever dreamed of, for the life we always talked about, for a future where we can finally be together without fear, without pain. A future where our love can flourish, unburdened by the shadows of our past.
His words pierced through the storm raging within her, cutting through the chaos and confusion that clouded her mind. He looked so vulnerable, so heartbroken, that for a moment the world around them ceased to exist. It was just the two of them, standing on the precipice of a decision that could change everything. There was only the boy she loved, standing before her with his heart in his hands, offering it to her once more, despite the pain and the past. His words were laced with the same promises he had made years ago, promises that now rang hollow in her ears. Yet, there was a sincerity in his eyes that made her heart ache. She wanted to believe him, to surrender to the love that still flickered in her heart. She longed for the days when their love was pure and untainted by lies. But the memory of his betrayal, the sting of his abandonment, was still too fresh. The wounds he had left were still raw, and the scars were a constant reminder of the pain he had caused. The power he had embraced pulsed around him, a constant reminder of the chasm that now separated them. It was a power that had changed him, a power that had driven them apart, and she wasn't sure if they could ever bridge that gap again.
We could have had that, but you chose a different path.
Nami closed her eyes, a single tear tracing a path through the grime on her cheek. Opening her eyes, she met his gaze, her expression hardening.
And now you will face the consequences.
The ice spear pulsed with renewed energy, its cold light reflecting in her eyes. The moment of hesitation had passed, replaced by a chilling resolve. He had made his choice, and now she had to make hers. He had chosen power, and she would show him its price.
Nami, we need you now more than ever. The realms are in peril. Darkness spreads and chaos reigns. Your power is needed to restore balance and hope.
Suddenly, a blinding light erupted from the sky, illuminating the battlefield with an almost divine radiance. A figure descended, shrouded in celestial energy, their presence commanding and awe-inspiring, their voice booming across the battlefield like thunder. The figure's words seemed to echo through Nami's very being, resonating with her soul and pulling her away from the confrontation she was embroiled in. She hesitated, her gaze flickering between the celestial being and the heartbroken man standing before her, torn between duty and love. With a sigh of resignation, Nami lowered the spear, the ice melting away into nothingness, symbolizing her internal conflict and the weight of her decision.
This isn't over, Kaito. You know that as well as I do. But right now, the world needs the ocean's fury more than it needs your judgment. The storm is coming, and we must be ready to face it.
And with a final, lingering glance at the man she once loved, Nami turned and ascended towards the light, her heart heavy with the burden of her choice. Leaving Kaito standing alone, his heart a storm of unrequited love and unwavering resolve, he watched her go, knowing the path ahead would be fraught with challenges. He had lost her once, but he vowed to move heaven and earth to bring her back, even if it meant facing the wrath of the entire world. His determination was unyielding and his resolve unbreakable.